Hi everyone. This video is going to introduce the course, the instructor, and the website to you. So this is Computer Science 230 Basics in Java Programming. My name is Kalin Dimitrov, and I am an adjunct instructor at the American University in Bulgaria. This is my second term here. So let's take a look at the course. This is section B. We will be meeting in class on Mondays and Thursdays between 10:15 and 11:35. Um, as you probably already know, the way this is going to work is the class has been divided in three sections. We have the online students who are completely online, and we have the Eagles and the Lions. So um, the way that this is going to work, one day one of the groups is going to come to class, the other one will stay online, and the next day they switch. Now which one is which, we're going to get to that in just a few seconds. The classroom that we're scheduled to meet in is main building 116. So we're in the main building, room 116. My office is in that same building, room 201. Best way to get in touch with me is by sending me an email, kdimitrov@aubg.edu. And my office hours are on Mondays and Thursdays from 12:10 till 2:10 p.m. on each day. But if those time slots don't work for you and you need to see me outside of class, just shoot me an email and we can schedule an appointment for a different day or a different time. All right. The textbook that I will be using is the 11th edition of Instruction to Java Programming and Data Structures by Y.D. Liang. This is what we have in stock in the bookstore. They should have about a dozen of these stocked at the bookstore, and they should have at least one, possibly two copies on reserve in the library. So the ones that are on reserve in the library, you can read locally. You cannot check them out and take them out of the library. Now, I'm not sure exactly how this works, but I've heard that the ones that are in the bookstore can be rented out somehow. I need to look into this. Of course, you can buy them as well, but you can also rent them. The textbooks themselves, I don't really know how much they cost. They are recommended, which means I'm not going to force anybody to buy them. You can use not just this one book. I'll be basing the course off of this book, but there are quite a few additional textbooks that you can use that cover programming in Java, and they will do for this course just fine. For all of my homework assignments, exercises, quizzes, etc., I'm going to make sure that I upload everything you need on our website. In other words, I'm not going to send you to a particular page in this book. Okay, if it's a homework assignment or an exercise, I'll spell that out for you in a handout. Okay, so there's a couple of other books that you can use, and of course you can check out any other books that they may have in the library. Um, I will be uploading freely available PDF books on our website as well, and I'm sure you'll be able to find some additional ones. Again, I only upload stuff that is freely available. I cannot upload our textbook or any other one that actually costs money to buy. As far as the course contents goes, we're going to be looking at the basics of Java programming. We'll take a look at control flow, decision statements, repetition statements. We're going to look at methods. We'll program with strings and arrays, single dimensional and multi-dimensional arrays. And we're also going to cover the object-oriented programming part of Java. We'll learn about OOP along with inheritance, polymorphism, and some of the other more advanced topics in object-oriented programming. We'll take a brief look at programming the graphical user interface, in other words, creating programs that are not just console based but GUI based as well. We'll take a look at event-driven programming, exception handling, and text file input and output, as well as database programming, which is not going to be covered on the final exam, but it's an interesting topic. It's one of the advanced topics, and students really enjoyed doing this part of the course, so we're going to take a look at that as well. Time permitting, we may be able to look at some additional advanced topics, but it's kind of hard to say for this particular semester. As you know, everything has changed considerably. So again, we'll see how much time we have. We may take a look at some additional topics too. Okay, the course itself is on Canvas, which is instructure.com. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to fire up a browser and type aubg.instructure.com. Once you log in, if you're registered for the course, you'll be sent to the dashboard and you'll be able to see your current courses on here. Now the course I haven't published it yet. I will do so in a few days, so please bear with me. Probably on September 1st. Let me take a look. August 31st is most likely. I'll make sure that the course is published by August 31st and accessible by then. Once you click it, you will be sent to the list of modules. Let me switch to student view. It's going to be much better. Alright, so I'm still working on this, adding new stuff daily. Here's what I have for you right now today. So if you're logged in, you're gonna, on the left side here, you can see the navigation menu. You can go to, if you click on home, I've set up the course so that you get sent to the list of modules, because in this class this is the most important place to go to. It's going to have links to everything in the course. Okay, you can see here assignments and quizzes. You'll be able to access the homework assignments and the quizzes from here. Right now I don't have anything yet because I haven't set up the due dates for them yet. I'll be working on these as well. But they're not only going to be accessible here, there are also going to be accessible through the list of modules. So for example, right now I'm working on the week 1 module. If we had a homework assignment designed for this module, then it's going to show up here as well. Alright, so home, that's the first link. Zoom is where all of our meetings are going to take place, and I might make a few minor changes here, but right now I have set up our daily meetings to take place during the same time the class takes place. So what I'm going to be doing is, when I go to class, is I'm going to be firing up Zoom on my computer, and we're going to be recording all sessions live for you, so you'll be able to access these if you miss class. Like I said earlier, there will be quite a few videos in this class in addition to these. Okay, so these are just going to show you what happens in the classroom, but I'm also going to be introducing the new topics in separate videos, and those will show up in the list of modules. So when you go to class this term, if you're supposed to be on ground, you come to class and you can still log into Zoom, but we're gonna have face-to-face interaction. If you're online at home, you log into Zoom, and we're going to be interacting through Zoom. So there's a way for me to give you the floor and let you speak to everyone else through Zoom. There's going to be a chat window where we can chat using just plain text, and we'll see how that works. There may be a few challenges. We haven't done this before. This is the first time we're doing it this way. But Zoom will be there, and we're going to be using this not just for our classes, but I'm also going to be using it for my office hours. So if you need to get in touch with me, that's one option. If you're an on-ground student, you can come to the office as well. But if you're an online student, I'm going to be setting up Zoom meetings from here so that we can communicate and see each other and talk to each other. Okay, I did put up a reminder here in our meetings that, well, right now this could change. I will let you know if it does, but I've set it up so that the Lions will be online on Mondays and the Eagles are going to be in class on ground, and then on Thursdays it's going to be vice versa. The Eagles will be online and then the Lions will come to class. Now the third group, the online students, will always have to be online. Okay, that's Zoom. Now, if you click on the list of modules, I do have a little bit of stuff for you there on right now. The contact information shows you my photo along with information about the reminder about the office hours and the fact that I do have an office. You can come to the office. I'm supposed to ask you to please wear a mask if we communicate while we're standing next to each other. And of course, we can also communicate online via Zoom as well. The syllabus, you will be able to access this as soon as you have access to the course. I'll let you read through the whole thing on your own. It's 7 pages, mostly because of the new policies that were introduced for this semester. But in the syllabus, you'll find reminders on how you can get in touch with me, when my office hours are, a description for the course, the learning objectives, a course outline, which is probably the most useful thing in this syllabus, the one thing that you're going to be coming back for. It summarizes the topics on a weekly basis for you, and it's got reminders in there on when stuff is going to be due. Okay, so I'll be coming back to this and remind you about all of this, but feel free to peruse these on your own and just again check out the way the topics are divided on a weekly basis, and this is going to show you what we'll be covering this semester. Okay, the recommended textbook, assessment basically describes the fact that we'll have homework assignments, we'll have a few quizzes, and we're going to have a midterm and a final exam. Again, this is all in the syllabus, and you'll get a chance to read it on your own and then ask me questions if you have questions. Right now, I'm planning on having 4 homework assignments and 4 quizzes for you, and 1 midterm and 1 final exam. Now, how is this going to work if you're in one group and not the other? With the homework assignments, you do those on your own. Depending on what the topic is, I may be able to give you some pointers and help you in class as well. The midterm exam is going to be an online test, and chances are the final exam is going to be an online test as well, but please don't quote me on that. We're still working on it. We'll see how this is going to get proctored, and I'll communicate promptly to you everything that I know about the tests. So the final and the midterm will be delivered online. The quizzes, of course, they'll be designed to be offered via Canvas, but since you'll be taking those in class, the way that this is going to work is 2 of them will be on Mondays and 2 of them will be on Thursdays, so that one group gets to take a couple of the quizzes at home and a couple in class, and then the other group at home, a couple of them at home and a couple of them in class. As far as the online students are concerned, they will have to take everything at home, so they're completely online. The grading scale is pretty much standard. It's in there. You can again check that out on your own, but it really doesn't change much. It's something you're already accustomed to. And then from that point on, I got a huge list of policies that were introduced by the university and our department for this semester. Class attendance states that you're basically required to attend all classes. Um, Now, some of these policies I will probably not be enforcing very closely. I'll be looking at individual cases and deciding how to proceed, on a case by case basis. So with attendance, if you miss a class and you keep up with the rest of us, you don't fall behind, you do all the work, you complete your homework assignments, you basically do everything that's expected of you, then I really don't see any reason for me to hold your absence against you. Okay, so I do have all of these policies in the syllabus. Please read them carefully. But like I said, when it comes to enforcing them, I'm going to be making those decisions on a case by case basis. If you do need help, you really need to be in class. Okay, the one time where it's really not going to be okay for you to miss classes if you need help, if you fall behind, if you don't do all the work, and then you show up a couple of weeks later and you tell me, look, I know we did something, I don't know what, I'm ready to start uh, learning everything. So please go back and talk about everything from scratch and revise all the deadlines for me. That's the only time where you're not being in class is really not helping anyone, you, me, or everybody else in the class. So if you do need help, please make sure that you do attend class. Same thing goes with the deadlines on the homework assignments. If you have to miss a deadline and you have a good reason for that, please just send me an email. Make sure that you stay in touch with me, and I'm going to do my best to work with you and help you and accommodate you in whatever the situation might be. Now, since we are going to be meeting in Zoom, it is expected that you will have access to a computer that's got a camera and a microphone, and that you'll be able to use those if necessary and when necessary. I'll show you how to raise your hand in Zoom. There's a digital way, a virtual way of doing that, and chances are we'll be using the chat window as well. So we'll see how that works, but we're introducing some new digital protocols. All right. Let's scroll down here. Um, Again, like I said, feel free to read those policies on your own. Let me know if you have any questions. But for the most part, they're going to be the same across all the courses. And like I said, I'm going to try and work with you as best I can to accommodate you in specific situations. Okay, so throughout the rest of this syllabus, we only have words about ethics, cheating, and things like that. Special accommodations, if you need those, be sure to let me know as soon as possible so we can address that. And if I do make any changes to anything in the syllabus, I will communicate that information to you both in Canvas as well as email and in class. Okay. All right, so that's the syllabus. Let me back out of here. I've got a module or folder of resources that I'll keep updating. So this is generally stuff that you're not required to use, but I think may be useful to you, so I'll put that in here. Right now I got a really nice textbook on Java that you can check out, along with a computer science glossary. I got a bunch of links with information, interesting information, and I'll keep updating that. And I got a software that we'll be using in this class, JDK and JGrasp. You don't have to download it from here. In fact, you don't have to use JGrasp, as I mentioned in my other video. But for your convenience, I made sure that they're in here as well. Week 1, right now I got one other mini textbook on Java, really nice one. It's 11 pages and summarizes everything about Java. I will have PowerPoint presentations for all new topics. Right now I only have the course presentation PowerPoint, which is what we're looking at in PowerPoint. along with a single video link, which is a video I created and posted on YouTube on how you can find, download, and install the Java Development Toolkit and my favorite IDE, which is JGrasp, the two pieces of software that we're going to be needing this semester. I love YouTube because it allows you to upload large videos, detailed videos, and it's got a fabulous closed captioning tool. So if anybody wants to keep track of what I'm saying by reading it on the screen, you can turn that on really easily. There's a closed caption button, and YouTube simply transcribes everything I say, which I love that feature. Okay, so this is incomplete, mind you. I'm going to be adding quite a few additional stuff here. I just wanted to introduce you real quick to the website, the modules. Now, if you click on syllabus, that's going to be the same thing that we just saw up in the first module there. Okay, so this is here just for your convenience. Assignments and quizzes are shortcuts to the list of homework assignments and quizzes. Right now they're empty. The grade book is where you can keep track of what grades you have on the individual course items like quizzes and homework assignments. I'll see if I can set that up so that your final grade is calculated here as well, but I'm definitely going to be using Microsoft Excel for that too. So this is mostly a reporting feature, and I'll try and keep that updated promptly. So every time there is a new grade, I'll post that promptly. And people is where you'll be able to see and contact everyone else in the class. Here's where you can also see who are in the list of Lions, who are Eagles, and who are set up to use the course online. So that's our website. Let me back out of here and go back to the presentation. The software used, we need to be using the Java Development Toolkit version 8 or later. This is what we already have on campus, and like I said, I have a separate video that walks you through the steps of how to download and install it if you're missing it. And some of the IDEs that are suggested for this course include JGrasp, Eclipse, NetBeans. The course grading, I had a chance to go over that in the syllabus just a moment ago. Let me just say one more time, should there be a need to update this, it's going to be a minor update, and I will communicate it to you promptly. Okay, the percentiles for the grades are in here as well. Chances are we may need to update or create from scratch the midterm and the final, but even if we do, it's still gonna work this way. So the final exam will be comprehensive. It will be made up of multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blanks, and short answer questions, along with at least a couple of mini programming assignments. I will have study guides for you for both of these exams, the midterm and the final, that will become available to you at least a week in advance before the test is scheduled to take place. So the study guide is going to tell you about the format. It's going to tell you how to study for the test. It will basically give you all the information you need to properly prepare for the test. I will accept late submissions for the homework assignments, but please try and avoid that as much as possible. When I do, I will take into consideration the reasons why you're late when I'm deciding whether the assignment grade needs to, whether you need to be penalized for being late or not. Same thing with the quizzes. It is an inconvenience, I must say, if you have to miss a quiz, but I do understand that life sometimes happens and you may be forced to skip a quiz and then come back and take it. Again, just please stay in touch with me, keep me informed what is going on with you, and I'll do my best to work with you to accommodate you. And then attendance and participation, the final chunk of the grade, fairly small one. It basically covers how you contribute to the class. How engaged you are. Do you participate in the discussions? Do you help out in class or online? Do you participate in whatever case studies we may be working on in class, etc.? And this is a very short summary of the attendance and academic honesty policies that were spelled out in the syllabus. So finally, a couple of words about the course itself. I have a declaration of ethics here. Includes a statement that I've included in the course. Quite a few materials that came provided to me by Pearson, the publisher from the book, as well as previous instructors of the course, which are listed in here. And of course, I'm going to be making the course my own, so that means I'll be customizing those materials and I'll be adding quite a few nuances as well. But this is a good habit to get into. Always make sure that when you use somebody else's work, that you provide some kind of credit to those people. All right, and that wraps up our video on the course presentation. Thank you very much for watching.